The Crython arena hadn't seen silence in 300 years. Yet, as the human girl stood in the center of the blood-stained sand, surrounded by 8 razor fangs, not a single spectator among the 40,000 made a sound. Lieutenant Emma Walsh had been captured during a routine patrol near the neutral zone. The Crython Empire, seeking entertainment for their gladiatorial games, had purchased her from pirates. They'd laughed when they learned she was from Earth, a death world, whose inhabitants were notorious for being fragile compared to the galaxy's true predators. The razor fangs circled her slowly. Each stood 3 meters tall, covered in natural armor plating that could deflect plasma fire. Their 6 limbs ended in claws that could tear through starship hulls. They were the apex predators of Crython Prime, and releasing 8 into the arena was traditionally reserved for executing war criminals. Emma stood perfectly still, her prison jumpsuit torn and dirty. Barely won. 7 meters and lacking claws, fangs, or natural armor, she looked like prey. The crowd expected screaming, running, the usual entertainment of watching inferior species realize their fate. Instead, she smiled. The first razorfang lunged, moving with speed that would have been a blur to most species. Emma sidestepped, using its momentum to guide it past her while driving her elbow into a soft spot behind its middle limb joint. The creature's nervous system seized, and it collapsed, paralyzed but alive. The crowd gasped. No one had ever identified that weakness before. The remaining 7 attacked simultaneously. Emma moved like liquid mercury, her Deathworld evolution evident in every motion. Earth's variable climate, its predators, its diseases, they had forged humans into adaptation machines. Her ancestors had survived ice ages, plagues, and wars that would have exterminated other species. That legacy flowed through her veins. She read their attack patterns instantly. Razorfangs hunted in packs, but their coordination relied on pheromone signals. Emma had noticed the scent markers they left in the sand, understood their communication system within minutes. She disrupted their formations by throwing sand mixed with her own sweat, human pheromones that confused their senses. When the second razorfang fell, she'd used its own claw to strike the nerve cluster at the base of its skull. The third, she'd tricked into attacking the fourth. By the time she faced the last 3, she was no longer defending. She was hunting. The crowd watched in horrified fascination as this small, soft creature systematically dismantled their world's perfect killers. She didn't fight with rage or desperation but with calculated precision. Every movement conserved energy. Every strike targeted neurological weak points that shouldn't have been known to anyone outside Crython biological warfare divisions. The final razorfang, the Pax Alpha, approached differently. It recognized her as an equal predator. They circled each other while the crowd held its breath. Then Emma did something unprecedented. She spoke to it in a series of clicks and chemical releases she'd synthesized from glands in her throat, mimicking their communication. The Alpha stopped, tilted its head, then lowered itself in submission. The arena erupted. Emperor Vrax himself stood from his throne, his 4 eyes wide with disbelief. "Kill it," he commanded. "Finish the fight." Emma looked up at him, then placed her hand on the Alpha's head. "No. You dare refuse? You're nothing but a Deathworld primitive. I'm a Deathworlder who just defeated your apex predators without killing a single one," Emma replied, her voice carrying across the arena through sheer presence. "In my world, we don't just survive our predators, we domesticate them. We turned wolves into companions, made allies of horses, and bent the natural world to our will through understanding, not just violence." She gestured to the 7 paralyzed razorfangs. "Your pets will recover in a few hours, but they follow me now." The Alpha growled in agreement, flanking her protectively. "Here's what happens next," Emma continued, addressing the entire arena. "You're going to release me and provide a ship to the human border. In exchange, I'll teach your military the 17 ways I could have killed these creatures and the 34 ways they could be trained as allies instead of weapons." "Guards!" Vrax screamed. "Kill her!" The guards looked at the human woman standing confidently among 8 razorfangs, 7 recovering, 1 defending her, and hesitated. Emma laughed. Your empire built its power on fear and strength. But humans? We built ours on understanding. We're not just from a death world, we conquered it. And now your apex predators bow to me. She walked toward the arena exit, the Alpha Razorfang following. The recovering pack members slowly stood and limped after their new queen. The guards stepped aside. Within a year, Emma Walsh would return to known space with a treaty between Earth and Crithin, and a new title, Pack Mother of the Razorfang Legion, Advisor to the Emperor, and proof that humans didn't need to be the strongest to rule, they just needed to be the smartest.